Erwin John from the Bishop Gallery, located in Brooklyn, New York. Bedford Stuyvesant in particular.
Proper eyes and stuff like that.
And it's funny, I haven't gotten to read the article just as yet, but it's I think it's a New York Times article, and it was saying like who owns black art. Don't know the contents of the article, so I can't speak on it too much. But we were talking about the Art Basel fair, the main fair, right? And you can, it's visible. You see a representation of black artists there. It's like it's visible, big, beautiful works by black artists, and it's all grip stands out that it's black artists. What also stands out though is like the representation, right? And it's not really not many, if at all, any black representation. Which, and this is just my humble opinion or observation. No knock to the artists, no knock to the galleries, because you have a lot of those galleries that were the first to show black artists, right? Before it was trendy, right? And, definitely kudos and shout outs to them. At the same time, it has to be some point where, or it should be a point where those influential, like, validated black artists or top black artists, you would, because it's on them. They have that power, right? To kind of like, well, yeah, you could do both. You could show at these galleries, but you could also show at black galleries for what it's worth, right? And then, I try, me personally, and that's a personal thing, try to, the world isn't black and white, and try to stay away from those stigma, but it's what we live in, right? So you sometimes have to address that stuff, and we gotta be accountable for us, right? So it's like, yeah, that kind of stood out, and that's not that it irks me, but it's like, all right, but it got to be cyclical. It got to be the full cycle of things. It can't. Yeah, I'm cheering and hoorah for those artists that are in Art Basel, the main thing, selling their works for 6 figures and 5 figures and whatever, right? Like, absolutely. But if it isn't a full cycle, if it isn't, black curators, black artists, black dealers, black gallery owners, black museums, right, then it's still kind of like, not that it's pointless, but we not like foundationally, that structure has to be kind of corrected, not just because what happens, what I'm scared of, or like what you don't want to just be artists just kind of be like the like prize, like the show horse.
Take your time.
Right?
Yes,
like
yes.
I want to articulate it kind of correctly, but we don't want it to just be that like, oh yeah, well we got black folks as part of the but economically that doesn't serve everyone, right? It doesn't change the stigma of it. And not just that, like, again, I promise this is my personal observation, no knock to anybody, but when I go to the galleries that's representing these top black artists, and even the audience, because here it is, most of the time, you could pick any of the top 10, top 20 black artists. The subject matters and the contents of their work is reflective of urban folks and black folks. So for me, when I go to the shows and it's 85, 95% of the audience is can't relate to the subject matter or is not of that subject matter, I'm like, okay, fine, showing these spaces because maybe that's just where the works are gonna sell. But could you not also show in the spaces that reflect your subject matter a little more, right? Should they at least be influenced and know these works exist that is reflective of them? Does that not give them inspiration, hope, whatever, right? Like, so it's not like, I think sometimes that happens, right? And it becomes about, all right, well, I gotta go with this person because I can sell. Cool, but they should also be open to you showing in a place and or environment or spaces that subject matter can see, that audience can be, that those works are about, right? Like, should be able to see that. I could rant and go on about that all day because that's like one of my biggest things about the industry. A lot of industry we work in is dope. A lot of things probably should be corrected, but that's in every industry, right?
Right.
But I could just speak for our experience and what we go through and deal with too.
So, if you have any suggestions or tips for black artists, especially getting it out there and try to showcase the work, and hopefully, let's say one of the main goals is to sell their work in Art Basel, what would you suggest?
So for the most part, a lot of the fairs, like, you got to give it a gallery, right? And that could sometimes not be the easiest thing, and whatever. As a gallery owner, you learn. I understand that, but definitely just as get in the mix. just get out there, go to the fairs, check out galleries, see what you like, see some, like, oh, my works is kind of similar to this gallery that's showing these works, like, and kind of just be out there, because the art fairs, it's a big part of the industry, and if you want to be, it's not the only thing, but you should definitely have it want to add it to your resume and catalog that you're participating in. In order to participate, a lot of times, like I said, you might have to get with the galleries, or you could do pop-ups. You could, whatever it is, but just get in the mix, right? And just and kind of keep grinding away at it, like, and get into a fair that suits your work. Right. Do your research, like anything else. Do your research about, what you want to accomplish. Find an artist that's kind of doing that, a gallery that's kind of doing that, or several. And research that, and like kind of just set yourself up for success, right?
Right.
Take it, kind of be patient. And I know everyone's a struggling artist and gotta, make those ends meet. So definitely figure that out. And don't let whether you get into a fair or be part of Basel or not, like, get your coins. That's the most thing I tell any artist today. Like,
I don't care.
We see that a lot. You have artists on one end that, this new thing, social media and stuff like that, that has, could do well on social media and have a lot of followers and could sell a lot of prints or merch. And then you have artists that's, MFA graduates and like kind of in gallery space and sometimes don't always sell, right? And then like, sometimes they on the same economic level or one is higher than another and you won't always know who that one is, right? So I would say artists, stick with what's working for you, what's paying your bills first and foremost, while you kind of like pursue your goals, right? But like, what's in front of you first and what's working, find what that is. Exploit the hell out yourself. Like you before someone else does it, right? Know what works for you, know what can kind of, because at the end of the day, that's the society we in. You gotta make money. So you gotta feed yourself. You gotta be able to stay alive and eat and put a roof over your head so you can continue to create. So like, don't let nobody else tell you any different. Do what works to make sure you have monies in your pocket so you can keep on creating. That whole stigma of being a struggling artist and the next Basquiat and living on the streets and that's, I don't want to say it's BS, you know what I'm saying? But no, like, work hard, put in that work, and make sure you're feeding yourself, because you got to stay alive and around in order to continue creating, and you should be good.